Alright, welcome to Van Tying Sessions 101. I thought I'd run through the Piper fly, which is an amazing flats kingfish fly. Alright, so the first thing you need is some Steve Farrer's blend. You want a packet of white, a packet of camo, and a packet of brown. So they're the three colours. So the hook that I really like to use, it's simply the best saltwater fly hook, is a Gamakatsu SL12. We're using a 2.0 today, which is not a very big hook, but it's a very strong hook and it's a very sharp hook. So the thread we're using is clear mono thread. This is a size 0.004, and we're also using some just Flymaster Wax 6/0 orange high vis thread as well. You also want some mylar, good pair of scissors, and your vise. Putting a bed of thread across the shank of the hook, and that'll make all the materials stay down onto the top of the hook, which is usually quite slippery. So to start with, we're starting with our white, and this is a 3-part, a 2-part and a 1-part for the fly. So the first part of the 3 parts is 1 part of white, so we're going 1, and this is great using the whole packet, and you're just going in halves. So lay your half on top of the hook, starting from the front, just work your way back, and all that material is sitting on top of the hook. And there's one main reason why you use it in 3 parts, just so it keeps the fly nice and slender. So once you've attached the back half, you can now fold the front half over and wrap that over the top too. And what will happen is all the material is sitting on top of the hook, and now you can get the second part of white and do the same thing. So we're starting from the front with 1 half of the material, working our way to the back, bringing it forward again, and then folding it over. Now with the third part of your white material, you're stopping 3/4 of the way back, or 1/4 of the way back from the eye, and this is the third part of your white, and that's just going to give the head a nice taper. And you can see all that material staying on top of the hook, which is important because you want a nice slim fly. And we're just going about 1/4 of the way back. It's going to wrap around the hook like that sometimes because it's sticking out the front. You can just neatly pull it out again, bring it forward, and you can see that fold is a little way back from the eye of the hook this time. And that's just tapering the head so it looks like a piper fish. So once we've done that, that's our first 3 parts done. Now we're doing 2 parts of the camo. And these are all just small chunks. We're not doing them too big. You don't want too much material. So this one's going 1/4 of the way back where you finished your white one. Wrapping that over without tangling it too much. Bring it forward, folding it back. It's just a very neat way of doing it. Now the second part of your camo is going in the same place, 1/4 of the way back. Once again, just not a big bunch of material, just enough. You don't want too much. You're going over the top, and we fold that back again. So now for the last part. So we've got 3 parts white, we've got 2 parts camo. Now we're just going 1 part brown. Once again, just a slim piece. This is really good because it's got a bit of black, a bit of brown, a bit of gold, a really good colour. Now this one, we've gone a bit of white, we've got our camo, and this one we're just taking it back that little bit further, so you're ending up about halfway along the hook shank. And that'll give a nice pattern underneath your mylar when you wrap your mylar around the front of the hook, which I'll show you in a second. Get that out of the way. Going forward, front of the hook, try and clear all the fibres as you go, and then folding it back. So there we go, so we've got our 3 parts white, 2 parts camo, 1 part brown, and then just working our way back along the hook. Alright, so now we'll take a piece of mylar. You want a fairly long piece because you use up a fair bit. So we'll sit our mylar against the shank of the hook all the way to the eye so it looks even. A few wraps just to grab it, and we're going to wrap it to the back where it's going to finish, and then we're going to take our thread to the eye of the hook. We're going to sit it there, and that allows us to wrap our mylar nice and tight all the way over the shank of the hook. Just nice even tight wraps all the way down, and you can see that's why you need the long piece of mylar. Gives you something to grab a hold of, and we're just going to attach that at the front like that and chop the end. So you can see here there's a few stray strands here. You can just chop them off so it's all neat. Now we'll just whip finish the mono. Okay, now with our orange thread, we're just going to make a little orange tip on the snout. You don't need a whole heap of thread on there, just enough to cover, give it a nice hot spot. Chop that off a bit neater, and then just whip finish that as well. So the next parts we need is some Solarez, which is really good UV epoxy. You need a bodkin and also a UV torch. And what we're trying to do is just clear finish the head of the fly. This will make the fly far more durable. And what I'm doing is just a little bit at a time. Turn it over, keep it nice and even. A bit more. Cure that. And you're going to do that all the way over the fly at the front until it's got a nice hard sheen on there. Might take two or so coats, 2 or 3 coats, and then it'll be ready to fish. And that's it done. I like to sit mine out in the sun just to cure the UV well and truly. The first ever cast I had with one of those caught me a 20 kilo kingfish, and it's caught me a heap of snapper and kings on the flats since. Great fly.